So thanks everyone for joining this morning. My name is Nicole Williams, like Sam said, and I'm the Director of Outreach at 500 Women Scientists. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm based in Providence, Rhode Island. So today, I'm going to give you the guidance and tools for building your own toolkit so that you can effectively reach out to various partners. So my goal today is I don't want this workshop to feel like a traditional talk where you're not able to interact or ask questions throughout. So I've included a few interactive activities. Also, feel free to put your questions in the chat or unmute to ask questions throughout the workshop. And I think there'll be plenty of time after the workshop to ask questions. Okay, so I know Sam gave a brief introduction, but I wanted to tell you a little bit more about myself. So I was born and raised in Park Forest, Illinois, which is about an hour outside of Chicago. I grew up loving science. I would go to museums and aquariums in Chicago, like the Shedd Aquarium or the Museum of Science and Industry. I have fond memories of bringing a notebook and a pen and just taking so many notes and just being really excited. Since high school, I knew that I wanted to be a marine biologist, but I really wasn't sure how to go about doing that. Like, what courses should I be taking? Should I be doing internships? Also, when I looked online, I really didn't see any marine scientists that looked like me. I definitely struggled in undergraduate and graduate school because I had the mindset that I don't need to ask for help or asking for help is weak. And I was really scared to speak up or use my voice. So a bit of advice for you all, don't throw all that out the window. I tell my students this all the time, or people that I mentor, use your voice, speak up. If you have questions, ask them. So I got my Master's of Science degree in Marine Science from Hawaii Pacific University. I have developed and implemented countless diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice policies at Brown University and at 500 Women Scientists. I also developed peer mentoring programs for underrepresented students in STEM at Brown University. I completed the Union of Concerned Scientists Science Advocacy Movement Building School, and I'm the Director of Outreach at 500 Women Scientists. And with all that being said, I just want to emphasize that this is a safe space. Please feel free to speak up, and if you have any questions, again, please feel free to ask them at any time. Okay, so a little bit about 500 Women Scientists before we go into talking about our toolkit. I've been a part of 500 Women Scientists since 2020. I come from a very academic background, and I felt like what I was lacking was an organization that really prioritized social justice and advocacy. So I was really looking to find a group who wasn't afraid to speak up or who prioritized social justice and advocacy. So our mission is to make science open, inclusive, and accessible by fighting racism, patriarchy, and oppressive societal norms. And we do this in three ways. We change the face of science, we hold institutions accountable, and we build collective power. And so I'm going to highlight a few of our key programs and initiatives on the next few slides. So GAGE falls under Changing the Face of Science. Like I mentioned before, GAGE is the world's largest free directory of women and gender diverse individuals in STEM. It's a unique resource for journalists, media outlets, policymakers, conference planners, and others to discover the brilliant and underrepresented voices and experts. So the idea of GAGE was actually born from the constant overrepresentation of white men speaking on panels at scientific conferences. So this platform really makes sure that diverse experts in STEM are acknowledged and highlighted. So for example, if you're a conference planner or a journalist and you're looking to get a diverse group of voices, say for a climate change discussion, you can search the GAGE platform. Or if you're a student or a career professional who is looking to network with other scientists, you can search for GAGE and create a profile for free to connect with others. So this year we have some really exciting new enhancements that I would love to share with you all. We will be updating the search feature so that you now will be able to search in multiple languages. We're also going to be incorporating our Fix the Gap database into our GAGE platform. Fix the Gap is an open directory of honoraria for STEM-related speaking engagements. And then finally, another exciting enhancement, we're going to be starting our Gauge Academy in January of next year. And this is an initiative to provide professional and personal development resources and training opportunities free of charge to our Gauge members. So if you're interested in learning more, or you want to create a free profile, you can go to gauge.500womenscientists.org. Next, under holding institutions accountable, 500 Women Scientists is really involved in policy work. We advocate on intersections between science and social justice. We also stand up for our positions on critical STEM and diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice-related issues in news media and our public statements. We do things like co-host workshops, seminars, and events for our members. Another exciting initiative is our SciMom Journeys. SciMoms is our program that really works to understand and break down the barriers that block scientist moms from career advancement, while also providing support to aspiring mothers at all stages of their journey. During the pandemic, the SciMoms were really hard at work, and they prepared an editorial in Scientific American called Academic Institutions Must Do Better to Protect Caregivers this fall. So this was related to the COVID pandemic. And so I just put a link in the presentation if you're interested in checking that out. And then finally, our pods. These are our local chapters of women and gender diverse individuals in STEM. They network, organize, and advocate for change in their local communities. And this is what really makes 500 Women Scientists grassroots. We currently have over 500 pods in 93 countries with nearly 13,000 members. If you're interested in learning more about what pods have been up to, or you're interested in finding a pod near you, you can click on the link below to find out more. Okay, so enough of me talking for a second. We're going to do a Google Jamboard activity before we dive into toolkits. So if everyone could click on number 1, what types of civic engagement events have you participated in? Now, can everyone, I'll wait a minute before
Nicole,
I explain.
can you put that in the chat?
Oh, yes.
Link or,
Yep, I can do that.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, so it looks like most people are joining. So let me explain what this activity is about. So I have 2 questions for you all that I want you to think about and answer. So the first one is, what types of civic engagement events have you participated in? And then at the top, I don't know if you see, at the top it says next frame. If you go to question number 2, I want you also to answer, what kinds of resources did the organization prepare or send out ahead of time? So for those of you who have not used Google Jamboard, it's fairly easy. If you look at the left, or if you go to the left and you click on the sticky note, you can click on that, change it to whatever color you want, type your note, and then click save. So I'll give us about 3 or 4 minutes to answer both questions. Yeah, so it seems like there's quite a diverse, a lot of events that people have attended. That's great. We've got things like climate leadership, door knocking for political candidates, state and federal advocacy, preparing meals at Food Not Bombs, legislative hearings, Board of Education meetings. This is great. And then for the second question, what kinds of resources did the organization prepare? FAQs and talking points, workshop trainings, pamphlets, agendas. Yep. A list of commonly asked questions and answers. Perfect. These are some of the things that we'll be talking about and going into more detail. Awesome. Great job, everyone. This is a lot of great stuff. Okay, so I'm going to continue. All right, so my outreach toolkit today is going to include the following. In introduction, I'm going to, when I was thinking about developing this presentation, I decided not to be vague, but I kind of gave an example issue. So that's what it's going to focus on. So I'm going to explain the issue and talk about why it's important. What experience or skills do you have that will make you applicable to work with the partnership? Some best practices for developing and keeping a partnership. Then I have sample email templates, as well as a sample meeting agenda with key questions, and then a list of action items that I'm going to go through, followed by a list of resources. All right, so the example that I'm going to use today is reproductive justice, Roe versus Wade. Before I introduce the partnership that we worked with, I just wanted to start by saying that we started early by reaching out in August of 2021, which is really important. So I know most of you know about Roe versus Wade, but I just want to kind of like set the stage. So the Supreme Court was set to hear a case in 2022 that could restrict abortion across the country. And the anti-choice forces are falsely using a science frame to push restrictions on reproductive rights. So why is 500 Women Scientists uniquely positioned to push back on this narrative? Well, over the past few years, 500 Women Scientists members have written countless articles about abortion and reproductive justice rights. We've also collaborated with a reproductive justice organization called Sister Song. And then we can also work with and leverage our 500 pods. And so one of our SIMOM members actually took it upon herself to reach out to one of the leading organizations that not only engages in lobbying, but also political action and advocacy efforts to oppose restrictions on abortion, to expand access to abortion and birth control, and to also support paid parental leave and protection against pregnancy discrimination. So we knew that the decision on Roe versus Wade was coming up. So I think about 10 months before we started organizing our efforts. So we decided to partner with NARAL Pro-Choice America. And our overall objective was to stop disinformation in reproductive health while also sharing science that shows how overturning Roe versus Wade will negatively affect a woman's health. So these are kind of some best practices that I've collected over the years. I'm sure there's more, but these are the ones that I felt were the most important. So some best practices to consider when selecting and working with a partner. I would start by saying do your own research. Before you have an initial meeting with the partner organization, it would be really great to go to their website, get familiar with what their key programs and initiatives are. Maybe look at their annual report. Also, I would go to their staff and team list and see what individuals make up the organization. Also connect with organizations like Union of Concerned Scientists or 500 Women Scientists. I know for us, we work with countless partners, and we might be able to give you some advice, or we might already be working with that partner. Asking yourself, do your values align with their mission and values? This is really important. I get so many emails about people and partners wanting to partner with us. And the first thing that I always ask are, do our values align with their mission? And if they don't, then it's an easy no. Partners should also have clearly defined goals. So thinking about what is each trying to get from the relationship, really be clear about your objectives and know why you're partnering with that partner. Expectations. What is each willing to give to the relationship? So they shouldn't be one-sided. So for example, 500 Women Scientists can leverage our 500 pods as well as our members. We have a huge network, and we're really active on our social media platforms. And then NARAL Pro-Choice America, they're the experts, so they can provide the most up-to-date information. Okay, means of communication. How often will the partners check in and how? Duration. What is the temporal scope and timeline of the partnership? This next one is something that I still struggle with. It's okay to say no to a potential partner. I mean, for me, like I said before, we get tons of emails all the time, and so I have to pick and choose. But for you all, I would say if you have an initial meeting with the partner and you realize that they're not the best fit, you can say no, that's totally fine. Develop trust by being open, transparent, and honest. Also form a team who will help you develop and reach out to this partner. You don't have to do it alone. So if you have a friend or someone in your network or even a faculty member, you can ask them to help you develop an outreach toolkit and reach out. Keep track of partners using a partnerships tracker. So this is nothing fancy. I just linked what I've used. It's an Excel spreadsheet, and I would just say this is mostly just to be organized. You might be reaching out to many partners, and you just want to keep things organized and in one spot. So I added a link for you to look at later. And then finally, create an MOU, which is a memorandum of understanding. If you're not an organization, you probably don't need to do this, but this just outlines who is doing what. So you really want to be clear about each partner's roles and responsibilities. Okay, so drafting an email to a partner. Crafting an initial email really takes some time to craft. I know for me, sometimes I've spent countless hours trying to come up with the best words. Before I go into the email template, I just really wanted to emphasize that you don't want your email to be too long. Being concise is really important. A lot of partners get so many emails and they don't have time to read everything. So make sure that you're concise and state upfront what your ask is. So let's go through this. Obviously, you want to add your name. If you have a job title, you can put that. Or if you're a student, so for example, I'm a sophomore at Brown University. I'm reaching out to you today to ask if NARAL Pro-Choice America would be interested in a collaboration with 500 Women Scientists to combat disinformation in reproductive health. So you then want to put your objective in there. Another good idea is to research the organization, and you might want to add something that stood out to you. So for example, NARAL Pro-Choice America, they've developed a lot of resources. So I put, thank you for your efforts in developing resources by state and having the most up-to-date information. And then similarly, our group is passionate about reproductive justice. And we've done this through adding skills or things that you have done that make you best suited to partner with this organization. Now, if you don't have any skills or you're just interested in partnering with an organization, that's okay too, just be upfront. You can say something like, well, I haven't worked in this field, you know, reproductive justice is very important to me and I want to learn more or work with your organization. So that's fine. All right, and then our sample meeting agenda. I would start by saying that it really takes time to build strategic partnerships. And part of that is getting to know the people behind the organization. So I would really start by doing personal introductions. It's so important. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it's worth it in the end. And then going into group introductions. So if you work at an organization or if you go to a school and you are a part of a certain group, you might want to introduce your group to them. Also, brainstorming potential collaborations is important. Thinking about questions such as, how can my skills help you? This next question is really important. What do you need help with? So you may come into a partner meeting knowing what you want to work on them with, but they're the experts, so they probably already have a sense of what they need help with. So be flexible. It's okay to change what your objective is, but asking them what they need help with is so important. And then finally, next steps. This is also really important. I put an asterisk next to this because I've been in so many meetings where we talk about different events and activities, and then a week or two goes by and I ask myself, well, wait, who's doing what? Like, I'm confused. So I would say 5 to 10 minutes before the end of the presentation or the meeting, make sure that you know who's responsible for which tasks. And also make sure to schedule following meetings. So how often are you going to be meeting with the partner? Okay, so this is when we get into the real meat of the toolkit, timeline of action items. So I'm just going to briefly go through each of these, and then within the next few slides, I'm going to talk more about each of these. So this is just a list of action items that we did over the past year with dates so that you can see that it really does take a lot of work and planning. So make sure you start early. So we had an initial meeting with NARAL in August of 2021. Then we did a photo project in DC in September 2021. We prepared materials for our pod and leadership team members, which took, it took a long time, October 2021 to December of 2021. And that included drafting letters to the editor, as well as drafting and getting signatures for our sign-on letter. Our letters to the editor, we actually reached out to our pods in Pennsylvania, and we wanted them to write letters to the editor and op-eds to local newspapers that called out the misuse of science in reproductive rights discussions. Then our sign-on letter, from drafting it to obtaining signatures, we did this from October of 2021 to June of 2022. Doing social media campaigns and op-ed writing, we kind of did that throughout the whole time. This is really important. However, I would do this in addition to other things, and I'll explain why later. And then continuing to build collective power. Reproductive justice is an ongoing issue. Just because Roe versus Wade was overturned doesn't mean that you still can't do other things. So we're continuing to work on this now. Okay, so I'm going to start with our DC photo shoot project. Now, we originally were not scheduled to meet with NARAL in person, but we had a photo shoot that was already planned in DC for our Gauge members to amplify them in their work. During this time, one of the offices was in DC, so I actually got to have an in-person meeting with them, and I got the opportunity to take photos in their office with 2 of their staff members. So we amplified this partnership and the photos on our website, social media, and in the newsletter. It's really great to meet partners in person, but if you can't, no worries, that's fine. Okay, so writing letters to the editor. So I'm going to start with talking about why letters to the editor are important. They first inform the public about the importance of scientific issues. It's a critical tool to help counteract the spread of inaccurate or misleading scientific information. So our overall goal is to hear and amplify stories of self-identifying women in order to hold elected officials accountable to protect a woman's health and right to choose. And so we decided to focus on the Women's Health Protection Act with NARAL's guidance. The Women's Health Protection Act protects the right to access abortion care free from bans and medically unnecessary restrictions, safeguarding the federal right to abortion. And we really wanted to target the Pennsylvania governor because he hadn't yet weighed in on the act and his vote was really critical. So we reached out to our pods in Pennsylvania and we wanted them to write letters in their local newspapers in support of this. So below, I just linked some sample templates that NARAL helped us to prepare. And I guess what you'll see from them is that it's really short and concise. I would say 150 to 200 words, really explains what you're getting at. So the ask is very clear. And then there's also a section for a personal message or story. So just to wrap up, writing letters to the editor, some things to consider again, be concise. Avoid jargon. I know for a lot of scientists, especially like me, it's really hard to explain what you're doing to an everyday general audience. So if there are terms that are confusing, or if you think you want to use an acronym, don't do that. Or if you use an acronym, make sure you spell it out. Personal stories capture people, and then determining where to publish is important. It might be more impactful to publish in a local newspaper rather than in a national newspaper. Oh, and actually before I continue, I've been talking for a while. Any questions before I continue? Oh, and I see somebody asked, are we going to have access to the slides? Yes, I'll make sure that you all get those. Absolutely. Okay. Okay, now it's not letting me continue. Hold on. Okay. So the importance of doing social media campaigns, it really allows you to reach a diverse group of people in a short amount of time. However, I would just suggest that you do a social media campaign along with other things. And the reason why is I know sometimes social media campaigns feel performative, and it's like, well, you're posting these things and posting these pictures, but what are you actually doing? And so when we launched our first social media campaign, we had a hashtag scientists for reproductive justice campaign. 500 Women Scientists is mobilizing efforts to combat this attack on our reproductive freedom. So we wanted our members to take a picture of themselves holding a sign or wearing a t-shirt with messaging in support of abortion and reproductive justice. We're also going to be doing XYZ. So explain what else you'll be doing. And then on the left-hand side, NARAL did a social media campaign around the Texas abortion ban. And this ban bans abortion before many people even know that they're pregnant. So I just linked their social media campaign and toolkit that they developed. All right, is there any questions in the chat? I see, oh, so here we go. How often do individuals partner with organizations? Do you want to elaborate on that, Ben? You can unmute if you feel comfortable doing so.
Hi, yeah. I can't speak for the other people here, but I'm not necessarily part of a organization with good, credentials and
Mhm.
expertise in an area like this. So if I were, a passionate individual, like you mentioned, who wanted to work with an organization to write letters to the editor or something like that, is there a precedent for that sort of partnership?
I see what you're saying. I guess there's really not a precedent, but I guess I would go back to reaching out to just like general organizations like Union of Concerned Scientists and 500 Women Scientists. We have a lot of great resources and can help you specifically craft those letters, I would say.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so feel free to reach out to me after this if you have like specific questions about doing so.
Thanks.
Okay, so next we did our sign-on letter. The importance of a good sign-on letter. It's a great way to build collective power around an issue. It also shows that people are concerned and care, and it introduces you to the decision makers. So our end goal was to collect 500 signatures from individuals as well as organizations. And then we were going to go to the media, to journalists, and to local elected officials and tell them that people really care about a woman's right to choose and about reproductive justice freedom. And so this is just a sample email message that I crafted to our partners to get people to sign on. So the subject line was, "Let's end disinformation around reproductive health." Again, you can see that this email is short, sweet, to the point. 500 Women Scientists is partnering with NARAL Pro-Choice America to stop disinformation in reproductive health. Then I have 2 more sentences just talking about specific information. And then at the end, it says, "Add your voice to our sign-on letter and watch out for more ways to get involved." So some things to consider. Who is your target audience? This really is important to think about because I would also consider what language you're going to use. So if your target audience is scientists, maybe you can use more scientific language. Also determine the ask. What are your objectives? Engage collaborators and signers. So how are you going to reach out to them? Will it be in person or via email? You might have to reach out multiple times. I know this probably took the longest time. We had to follow up. Once again, partners get so many emails, and so it's okay to reach out to them multiple times. Also, some of the partners wanted to have individual meetings about the sign-on letter because they wanted more information. So I remember having to schedule many meetings just to talk about why it's important to sign on to this letter. Make sure your information and facts are accurate and up to date. Not everyone will agree with your stance, and that's okay. We had some people who didn't want to sign on, and that's fine. You also may have to shift your tasks or goals if what you're doing is not working. Who did the sign-on letter go out to? Great question. So actually the next slide, I will address that a little bit more. Okay, so before I talk about problems and solutions, so on the right-hand side, this is mostly just for people to remember again to be organized. So I created a spreadsheet with some key organizations. So these were the first few that we reached out to, like Union of Concerned Scientists, AAAS, SACNAS. Our target audience was actually scientists. I think we reached out to about 40 or 50 organizations. However, there were some problems that we faced. A lot of organizations were not comfortable signing on. The individuals were really excited about it, but I know a lot of organizations wanted to remain neutral on the situation, or they didn't really have policies in place to sign on. Also, I know the language usage, like using the word abortion or birthing persons in the sign-on letter, people were not happy about that, which is okay, but so that's kind of what we were running into. I think we only ended up getting like 10 partners sign on. And so we had to kind of refocus our ask. We ended up reaching out to individuals actually from the organization. So we still reached out to organizations, but we said, instead of the whole organization signing on, we just wanted individuals to sign on. So we promoted this everywhere, social media, newsletters, and our goal was 500 signatures before June 2020, and we exceeded that. Did that answer your question? I think so.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. So building collective power after the fall of Roe. It's great to know that your partnership doesn't have to end after the project or initiative is completed. Specifically with reproductive justice, the work is never done. I just wanted to provide a list of additional things that 500 Women Scientists has done since July of 2020. So like I mentioned before, we have 500 pods, but 300 of those are international. Roe versus Wade is a US-centric issue, but reproductive freedom is still a huge issue everywhere. So we wanted to reach out to our international members to get their feedback and hear their voice about what was going on worldwide. A lot of our members are also graduate students, so we got some of our members who are graduate students to write short pieces on how abortion affects them. We also just wrapped up a t-shirt campaign where we made t-shirts saying like abortion is healthcare and reproductive rights are human rights. And we're donating 100% of the proceeds to the National Network of Abortion Funds. And then finally, voter engagement. Obviously, the election is coming up November 8th. And if we want elected officials who are pro-abortion and pro-reproductive freedom, then we have to vote. And so this is just some of the things that 500 Women Scientists has done to increase voter engagement. So first, along with SACNIS and the Union of Concerned Scientists, we had a National Voter Registration Day webinar in September of this year. So we focused on why scientists' engagement in the midterms, as well as advocating for voting rights, really matters. And we provided our the attendees with these action guides and toolkits. Then we also promoted trainings from Science Rising. So Science Rising is a nationwide nonpartisan movement fighting for science, justice, and equity in our democracy. They train a team of leaders to educate and inspire STEM students, faculty, and advocates to participate in our democracy. And so once you completed the trainings, you'll be ready and empowered to lead 2 trainings before the election. So really cool opportunity. And then finally, we once again partnered with our partners at Vote Forward. We organized a letter writing campaign to remind voters about the upcoming election. And Vote Forward helps to empower grassroots volunteers to encourage their fellow citizens in underrepresented communities to vote. And I know that somebody is going to be giving a talk about op-ed writing, but since 2016, a lot of our members have advanced equity and justice by publishing countless articles and opinion pieces in various outlets. So on the right-hand side are a few of the articles about Roe versus Wade or reproductive freedom that our members have gotten published. And I added links to all those as well. Okay. So our overall workshop takeaways: stay organized. It's really key to stay organized. Make sure you keep everything in the same folder, make spreadsheets, keep all your partners in in one spreadsheet and things like that. Make sure you follow up and stay in touch with your partners. It's so important to check in and possibly reach out weekly or bi-weekly. Also be flexible. I know sometimes over the past few months due to illness or something else, we have to change our meeting times, or we have to change our overall ask or objectives, and that's fine. Do your own research. Also, personal stories are key. Make sure when you're sending out things like letters to the editor or emails, be concise and straightforward. And I just wanted to say that developing good relationships with partners also takes work and time. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now it's your turn to brainstorm in preparation for the advocacy breakout groups tomorrow. So I'm going to share the link again. It's the same one from before, but I'm going to share it again. Okay, and I want everyone to go to slide 3. And I want you guys to answer a few questions. So thinking about what is an issue that you want to advocate for in your community? And then on slide 4, what potential partner organizations would you like to reach out to? And then what kinds of activities or events are you interested in planning? So I'll give you all a few minutes to brainstorm and think about that. And while people are doing that, like I said, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. All right, so I see that we've got health equity and daylight savings time. That's a good one. Public education funding, synchronized traffic lights, youth engagement and representation, vaccine literacy, food access and equity, adequate postdoctoral training, equitable pay. All these are great. Retention in STEM, better recycling. And then I'm going to the next one, some potential partner organizations, local Black Lives Matter chapter, environmental orgs, city council members, county health department. What kinds of activities or events are you interested in planning? Letters to the editor, pop-up education and sidewalk advocacy, great. And I would just say again, like, feel free to reach out to me or anyone in 500 Women Scientists, and we can help you like brainstorm ways to reach out to partner organizations, because this is what we do all the time. So please feel free to reach out if this is your first time reaching out or need to brainstorm. I'll give us another minute or two. Here's another question. After hearing me talk about developing an outreach toolkit, do people think that they have a better sense of what goes into one? And do they think that they could do it on their own, or at least start? Maybe put in the chat yes or no. Great, well, I'm glad. I see a lot of yeses. Perfect. And yeah, that's what I was thinking, like talking about them is one thing, but having templates is super important. All right, awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to close out of this and we'll wrap up. So I wanted to end with a list of resources. So on the left-hand side, I think most of these I linked throughout the presentation, but I just wanted to put them all on one sheet. And then on the right-hand side are just some general resources and how-tos, like how to build trust in communities, and then like tips for writing a sign-on letter. So thank you for your time. Once again, thank you to Sam and everyone at NSPN for allowing me to do this. If you want to get involved and join our community, you can join a pod. You can also sign up to our Gauge platform, and then you can follow and share our work at 500 Women SCI. And I also put my email address. Please feel free to reach out if you have any other questions or concerns or feedback. So thank you. And if anyone has any other questions, please feel free to ask.
Excellent. Well, as folks are applauding and sending their thanks in the chat and giving them some time to think of any other questions, I just wanted to thank you again, Nicole, for being here and leading off our weekend with the Outreach and Partnerships Workshop. I think it's really wound up being a nice opportunity to see how some of these different advocacy pathways are nested into each other. And when you think about, sometimes the outreach and partnerships are going to be centered around coalition building or centered around op-ed writing. And I think similarly, when you're thinking about building coalitions or doing op-ed writing, you're also thinking about who can I partner with? So there is crossover. And even though we sort of are differentiating among these different pathways, there is a lot that goes into collaboration among those different pathways. So thank you again so much for sharing your experiences and your expertise. I see a couple questions starting to come through, so I'll let you tackle those.
Okay, great. Let's see. Okay, so we have a question. Any thoughts on leveraging partnerships to break out of the insular academic political communities we have? I feel like we're often preaching to the choir. Yeah, I totally get that. Do you want to elaborate on that, Sean?
Yeah,
You can
I'd love
unmute.
to. I think that a lot of times in sort of the advocacy networks that I have, the people that I know through people in my NSPN chapter, but also just through other places that we've met. I mean, we know where we have personal connections and where we can kind of develop these partnerships and where we like know people. I think most people sort of agree with each other broadly, but it's also when someone knows a state legislator, they know a state legislator who like agrees with them and everyone works with them. It's like agreeing with them. And then we go and we like are sending out campaign, like we'll send out, blast to our email list, which has over 500 people on it. But like how many people are not just going to like smile and nod and be like, yeah, like reproductive rights are human rights. Like I think probably 500 out of 500 on like UC Berkeley's NSPN email list agree with that. So, how do I guess can we sort of find ways to do advocacy or to even like, I guess kind of reach audiences if in an effective way that isn't necessarily in these kind of communities, because again, I think that a lot of like graduate school, and especially like as you get into like postdocs and things, everything is so siloed and you talk to so few people, and like really kind of expanding those networks. I guess I'm just sort of interested in, because I think this is a really interesting talk, and I think that these partnerships would potentially be a good way if we find, you know, partner organizations or reaching out to partner organizations. I think that would be a great way to potentially broaden those networks.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you for that. I know I struggled with that too. I worked at Morgan State University and then Brown University for 3 years. And I definitely found that it was all very performative. Like at Brown, I worked at the Science Center. And so we had like this traditional DEI statement. I think most organizations have that now. But nothing was really being done. Like I would send emails and everybody was like, oh, yeah, yeah. But then when I was really trying to stand up for underrepresented students and really like develop programs for underrepresented students in STEM, there was like, oh, well, why do you want to do that? Or there was like, you know, people were questioning it. So I then had to switch and think, well, I care more about my students' well-being, because this was during the time when Black Lives Matter was happening and George Floyd was shot. So I'm like, we can't be neutral on this situation. And I decided to reach out to a few local, there was like a Black Lives Matter chapter in Providence that I decided to reach out to, that we partnered with. So I guess I would just go back to find organization, because a lot of times, again, academia, universities, not saying that all universities are like this, but a lot of them don't, I guess, not don't do anything, but have to be neutral in certain situations. So reaching out to like your local, like reproductive justice organizations or local like climate change organizations, for example, and meeting them in person and just saying, I'm really passionate about XYZ, and how can I learn more? How can I help? I know for me, after, well, before Roe versus Wade and then after the fall of Roe versus Wade, I volunteered at the local Planned Parenthood. I had never met anyone there. I went in and I said, I'm interested in helping. And they were like, oh, this is great. So I also think just going into organizations, going in and meeting people in person is really good. And again, I would just say reaching out to organizations like 500 Women Scientists, Union of Concerned Scientists, again, they have so many resources and can help kind of like hold institutions accountable and like break down barriers to help you. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. I know that was kind of like a roundabout because I feel like I don't have all the answers, and that's kind of why I ended up leaving academia, because they just weren't interested in like social justice and advocacy. Also, I would say you could probably, I don't know if there's any groups on your campus that like student groups that might be interested in taking on certain issues. So maybe starting there and then brainstorming with them how you can interact or reach out to partnerships locally. That might be a good first step. But if you have any other questions about like specifics, please feel free to email me and we can talk about it more. Okay, so we have another question. Why didn't you engage with communities that already exist? Like, what motivated you to start an initiative for this purpose? That is a great question. So for us, we actually, well, we really didn't start this initiative. So we ended up reaching out to, well, let me backtrack. So first of all, one of our pillars is like reproductive justice and reproductive freedom. And so we knew we wanted to do something in that sector. Well, we're not the experts. So we decided to reach out to NARA Pro-Choice America, who was already doing the work. So we weren't reinventing the wheel. And we asked them what they needed help with. And they said, combat scientific disinformation. And so that's kind of where we got our start. And they kind of already told us these are the 3 things that we need help with. We need help with writing, your members can help writing letters to the editor, and we can do the sign-on letter. So from there, we kind of like went with that. And our members kind of helped to make that global and to amplify the situation. Does that make sense? Did that answer your question? Okay, perfect. Yeah, so a lot of, I just wanted to reiterate again, like, before you go out and, so say you're interested in reproductive justice and you're like, I want to do something that really gets people like thinking, and really, like, if you think you want to do something, it might be best to reach out to an organization who's already doing it, who already has the knowledge. That way it can have a greater impact. And was building a community before or after delving into this project? Can you elaborate on that? What was can you clarify? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. So I usually reach out to communities, but when you are in like your own country and your own region, it's really different. It really matters that you have mates or peers to support you and support.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like the thing about science policy. So I'm the only one in my university to tell, or maybe my college, like College of Medicine, to talk about such thing and to devote time for it. So I think building a community is really hard. Maybe devoting the time to build this community and like to have the patience and like what motivates you, like what inspires you to work hard every day to have aspirations for this community, or to think that this is gonna work or this is gonna be successful. Like, how do you know that you're gonna succeed in for this purpose?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I definitely think building the community before is super important. And for me personally, I think just the motivation is just others, I think. I mean, if we're talking about, Roe versus Wade, there's a lot of birthing persons who, I'm an African-American woman, and the Black mothers die at higher rates. I think it's like 3% higher. So just hearing the facts and knowing things like that just makes me really just want to do something about it. I don't know. And just having like people who think that reproductive justice is not important, or why are we doing this? It just, I don't know. I feel like
I
there's not.
understand you. Yeah, I understand now. But did you have peers to support your like your project before?
Oh, I see what. Yes. So I guess it's hard, like you said, if you're an individual, but
Yeah.
we have a policy team at 500 Women Scientists. So those are the people that helped reach out to NARAL Pro-Choice America. So I guess I would say if you're an individual, I guess I keep on going back to this, but you could definitely partner with organizations or reach out to organizations like us who can kind of be the liaison in between both and can help you connect with these people.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Nicole, I want to make sure you see Morgan, I think, has a question too.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead.
I raised my hand. I was going to ask out loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I wasn't even
story.
looking at the hands.
No worries. I wanted to ask you a question about once you've made that initial step to like have a partnership. So I was introduced to some city council members in our local Black Lives Matter chapter that are working on lead remediation in my city, which is like a huge problem. Like 70% of our houses have lead, especially in impoverished census tracts. And so to do some policy research for them. So I kind of like somebody else already got me in there, but kind of the part where I think you were talking about with like maybe building agendas or trying to figure out like what are our goals, how are we meeting, how often are we meeting? since I'm coming in as an individual and I want to respect the like long history of work that these individuals have been doing for our community, how can I kind of like best get into the fold of what the work that's being done without like overstepping. That's kind of like what I don't want to do. So do you have any advice on kind of like how you, once you've been introduced people and you know you're all in the, like want to do the same things, but like get on the same page about how that's going to happen, or especially for me right now, just timing of like when can we meet and talk about some of the stuff. So if that
I
makes
gotcha. Yeah, that's a great question. I know for me, when I start to develop partnerships, I'm super excited about every partnership that I work with. And so sometimes I want to be like, oh, I want to do all the things and I just want to like get involved. But that's probably not the best way to go about it. So I would say start by just asking them what they need help with. And usually they'll tell you. Usually organizations are super excited that individuals or organizations want to help them with their set initiatives. So not coming in saying, oh, I want to do X, Y, Z. I want to work on this. No, ask them what they need help with and then kind of like go from there. I would also say I'm kind of also answering this other question in the chat. There were some partnerships that didn't work out because either I tried to schedule like follow-up meetings and they didn't respond, which is totally fine. And that kind of meant to leave them alone. Like after, I think I sent like 2 follow-up emails and I didn't get any response. Well, that's okay. We won't keep badgering them. They have a lot of work on their plate. We'll leave it alone. But most of the time, organizations are super excited to work with, individuals. And yeah, I've had many partnerships that didn't work out, or that just didn't get farther than sharing resources. So for example, I won't say which partner it was, but I know in the past we've had a few partners where we were doing most of the work to set up this panel and reach out to our networks to schedule it, and they just kind of wanted us to do everything. So it's not that the partnership didn't work out because it ended up being a great success, but I don't think we'd work with those partners again because, like I mentioned before, your partnership needs to be balanced. It can't be one-sided. Or there's some partnerships who so we didn't really do events with the partners, but we just amplified each other's initiatives and programs, which is okay too. So I feel like there's different levels and types of partnerships that you can develop or have.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like there's not like a right or wrong way to do this. Like, it's not really, this presentation isn't really scientific. So there's, I've kind of had to learn over the past few years on just best ways and best practices in working with partners. You might think that one partnership is going to go one way, but then it goes completely different. And then you have to pivot and, change up your whole agenda. So.
Nicole, I had a follow-up question for you because one of the things you talked about in this example was NARL being the experts and recognizing that they were already in this space doing this work. And I think it sort of connects to the question that Sean had as well about, how do you get movement when maybe the community you're a part of, everybody kind of agrees, you're not really necessarily changing minds, but how important is it to go out and find the folks that are maybe already engaged and sort of the research part of figuring out who's engaged around this topic, who's doing this work already, and can we support, maybe it's not us bringing our idea or what we want to work on to a partner and think about how can they help us, but they're already engaged in this work. How can we help them? Can you talk a little bit about like what that was like with this example or other examples when you kind of knew, okay, this group out here, they're already engaged in this effort. We can come in and support, and it's going to help both of us kind of succeed around this particular topic.
Yeah, so I guess our goal wasn't to change minds already because that's not what our overall goal was. So yeah, we really wanted to feel like a lot of people knew about the Roe versus Wade decision that was coming up, but we really wanted to, I guess our goal was to just highlight the really importance and significance of this problem. So when we met with NARAL for the first time, they kind of already had, so they have about 5 or 10 other partnerships that they reach out to. So we kind of had group meetings where we met with other scientific organizations and other reproductive justice organizations who are doing similar things. And that's kind of how we like expanded our reach and our network. And then for us, we have countless partnerships as well. And so reaching out to people like Union of Concerned Scientists or 500 Queer Scientists, people like that, who know about Roe versus Wade, but maybe don't know the specifics. And so every meeting that I had, I would share with them, oh, this is what we're doing. Did you know about this? And then I would always end with, oh, can you share this within your network? So then me just telling one person grew to, you know, many people knowing about what was going on.
That's great. Thank you. I think Kenya might have a question too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Nicole. Great presentation.
Thank you.
As a climate organizer, I particularly enjoyed it. Great information. I have a question. What was the purpose in targeting the scientists? What was the goal for that? Was it for them to petition? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we wanted to, a lot of people are doing similar things. Like there's so many reproductive justice organizations who are fighting against Roe versus Wade. And so we really wanted to figure out how 500 Women Scientists could amplify this. And since we're women scientists, we figured, why not target scientists? That was kind of our thing. Where's our niche? How could we how could we be effective?
So bringing awareness, so having the scientists bring awareness to the issue?
I think so, yeah, and combating disinformation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really good. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
All right. Any final questions for Nicole in our last 10 minutes or so before we take our first break? Make sure everybody has a chance to ask. Thanks again, Nicole. We really appreciate your time and sharing this example. I think for me, I know it always helps to see sort of this real case scenario and how you can take those ideas and apply it. So really appreciate you sharing all of that, as well as these resources. And like you said, we'll make sure that everybody has access to this so that they can refer back to it when the advocacy breakout groups are happening tomorrow, especially, so that you can see the templates and drafts and things like that as you're working and thinking about your own ideas. So we'll make sure we get all of that to you as well. And then I think
absolutely. Okay, I can send you my presentation then.
Perfect.
After the yeah, sure.
Absolutely. And then I'll follow up with everybody that's here to make sure that you have all the right links from all of our presentations today so you can review and access what you need to going in from there. But I think there were a couple of great questions that are a really great segue into our next workshop. We had a few folks asking about community building, how to handle things when you might be the only person that you know that cares about this topic. And we have Ortal Ullman, who'll be talking about coalition building in a little while here. So I think that's a great way to sort of come into that with some thoughts of, okay, how does that advocacy pathway work? How do you get others invested in the work that you're doing? And so they're going to do a great job of introducing that concept to everybody as well. In the meantime, we do have a break and our next workshop won't begin until 1 o'clock Eastern time, so on the hour. And so we have a little bit over a half an hour of a break. Please feel free to use this time to grab some water, grab food, move around if you need to, take a break from staring at a screen. But we will, if folks want to sort of meet and connect and talk about some things or some issues that they might be aligned on. I'm happy to open up some breakout rooms and allow folks to sort of connect and talk. And so I think one potential group could be those that feel like they might be the only one invested in this and maybe want to connect with others that feel like that. So why don't we take some time, and then I'll be back here with some breakout rooms. If anybody is interested, feel free to give me a thumbs up and I can set those breakout rooms up. But I know everybody probably needs a good break from the screen for now. So we will see you at 1 o'clock Eastern for our next workshop on coalition building. Thanks, everybody.